boys and girls. Welcome to Science for Life for grade 4 pupils. I am Deorani Narain and today we will learn more about science. So get ready to have lots of fun because science is cool, it's awesome, and it is all around us. Remember to investigate, explore, and ask lots and lots of questions. In our previous lesson, we learned about the skeletal system and its function. So let us remind ourselves of what we've learned. We learned that the skeletal system is the internal framework of the human body consisting of bones. An adult has 206 bones. The smallest bone is found in the ear. The largest bone is called the femur. Some functions of the skeletal system are: 1. The skeletal system helps to keep our body upright. 2. It helps to produce blood cells. And 3. It helps to protect the internal organs. Example, the skull protects the brain. Now it's time for us to investigate. Now on the diagram that you're seeing there, we have some red spots highlighted on the skeletal system. So, can you tell me the part labeled A, which is this part here? Very good. This part is called the shoulder. Can you move it? Like this? Yes, it can move. Now let's look at B, which is this part here. What is the name of this part? Very good. It's called the wrist. Can we move our wrist? Yes, we can. C. Can you identify C and tell me the name of C? Excellent. C is our hip. Can you move your hip? Yes, you can move your hip. D. Can you tell me the name of D? Very good. It's your knee. Can you move your knees? Yes, you can. And along at the bottom now, it's E. Can you tell me what that part is? Very good. It's your ankle. Can you move your ankles? Yes, we can. Let's look at the other side of the image. We have a part labeled F and G. Let's look at F, which is here. Can you remember the name of this bone here? Very good. It's the humerus. Can we move this bone here, or can we bend it? Try bending it. Can we bend it or can we move it? No, we cannot bend nor move it. Let's look at G now, which is below here. Can we bend or move it also? No, we cannot. Now, tell me why you think we could move the shoulder, or we could move A, B, C, D, and E, and we cannot move F and G. Questions. Do you think our body is made up of one large bone? 2. Why do you think the parts that we identified just now can move? 3. What is a joint? And 4. Do you think all joints are the same? Now we could get the answer to all of these questions later down in the lesson. Here are some facts you need to know about joints. A joint is formed where two bones meet. Joints hold skeleton together and support movement. Joints can be grouped into two categories: fixed joints and movable joints. Fixed joints mean it cannot move, it cannot shift, and movable means it could move or you could bend. There are 4 types of movable joints. These joints are 1. Ball and socket, 2. Hinge, 3. Pivot, and 4. Gliding. Joints are connected by tissues called ligaments. Here is a video to help you better understand more about joints.
Body movements and joints. In this module, you will learn about body movements and joints. You do different exercises in your yoga classes at school. For doing these exercises, you do different types of movements. For example, moving your arms and legs, forward bending, shoulder rotation, and many more. You can do these movements easily because your body is flexible. Such flexibility in our body is due to the presence of joints. Do you know what a joint is? Well, a joint is actually a place where 2 bones are joined together. Rest your hand against your knee, shoulder, or your fingers. You can feel your joints there. Not all joints allow movements. On the basis of whether the joint helps in the movement or not, these joints can be categorized into 2 types, immovable and movable. The immovable joints are the joints that allow no movement of the body parts. These are also called fixed joints. Such joints are found in the skull. Except the joints present in the skull, all other joints found in the body are movable. Movable joints are the joints that help in the movement of the body parts. Movable joints are further of 4 different types. They are hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, and gliding joint. Let us learn about these joints one by one. Let us first learn about the hinge joint. A hinge joint is very similar to a door hinge. You can see that the door hinge allows the opening and closing of the door in 2 directions. Similarly, a hinge joint in the body also allows the movement in 2 directions, that is, forward and backward, or upward and downward. The elbow and knee joints are the 2 examples of the hinge joint. Let us now learn about the ball and socket joint. In the ball and socket joint, the end of one bone acts like a ball. This bone fits into another bone, which acts as a socket. Hence, the joint is called the ball and socket joint. This arrangement allows easy movement of the body parts in all the directions. The hip joint and shoulder joint are the 2 examples of the ball and socket joint. The next type of joint is the pivot joint. In this type of joint, one of the bones acts like a cylinder and fits into the end of the other bone, which is like a ring. Hence, the first bone rotates inside the ring and allows easy movement of the body part in different directions. An example of a pivot joint is the neck joint. The pivot joint allows the movement of neck sideways, upward, and downward. It even allows the rotation of the neck. The last type of joint is the gliding joint. This type of joint allows the bones to glide over each other and hence allows slight movement of the body parts. In this type of joint, the joint bones are flat and so they slide back and forth and side to side. Ankle joint and wrist joint are some examples of the gliding joint. Now, there is a special tissue that holds the 2 bones of a joint in position. This is called ligament. There is another soft tissue that covers a joint from outside. This is called cartilage. The bones are not visible from outside. So, in case of an injury, doctors use X-rays to check any damage of our bones. X-rays are the special rays that help to create the image of bones using radiations. Let's recap. A joint is a place where 2 bones are joined together. Joints can be categorized as movable and immovable joints. The immovable joints or the fixed joints are the joints that allow no movement of the body parts. Movable joints are the joints that help in the movement of the body parts. Hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, and gliding joint are the 4 types of movable joints.
Welcome back, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed that video. Now here are some questions based on that video. What is a joint? What is a joint? A joint is the point where 2 bones meet. 2. Name 2 main groups of joints. Name the 2 main groups of joints. Excellent. The 2 main groups of joints are fixed joints and movable joints. 3. Movable joints are divided into something groups. Movable joints are divided into something groups. Very good. 4 groups. Let's name them. We have ball and socket joint. Very good. Pivot joint, hinge joint, and gliding joints. Question 5. Identify 2 parts of the body where hinge joints are located. Identify 2 parts on the body where hinge joints are located. Excellent. It's located at your elbow and at your knee. Question 6. What type of joint is located at the shoulder? What type of joint is located at the shoulder? Very good. Ball and socket joint is located at the shoulder. Question 7. What is the name of the tissue that connects 2 bones at the joint? What is the name of the tissue that connects the 2 bones at a joint? Very good. It's the ligament. Now let's review what we've learned in this lesson. We learned that a joint is formed where 2 bones meet. Joints hold the skeleton together and support movement. Joints can be grouped into 2 categories: fixed joints and movable joints. There are 4 types of movable joints. These are ball and socket, hinge, pivot, and gliding joints. Joints are connected by tissues called ligament. Hinge joints are formed at the knees and elbow. Ball and socket joints are formed at the shoulder and hip. Your task for this lesson: I want you to complete the table with all the necessary information. Here's how it should be done. In the first column, you have image of the joint. We have the 4 joints there. Those are the movable joints. In the second column, you have the name of the joint. Now you're expected to put the name of each joint there. And in column 3, you have to locate the joints. So in the first one, you want to complete everything where it is the name of it and the location. And it goes for all. Did you complete your table getting these information? If so, give yourself a tap on the shoulder because it's all correct. Remember, science is all around us. It's fun. It's awesome. Goodbye, children. See you next time.